Hello, this is DNS. I'm just going to do a quick, actually, I don't know how fast this is going to be, but a guide on how to do the Fragment of Saren with the Phoenix Necklace method. This is beneficial for ultimates and regular irons, maybe low-level main accounts, I don't know, but it's just a way to kill pretty high-level quest boss that has a special attack that takes 99% of your max HP in one tick without really taking damage from that attack. So the way that you do this is you proc Phoenix Necklaces right before that happens. And whenever a Phoenix Necklace procs, you don't take the damage that's incoming. This is a pretty forgiving method. This is not going to be a super tick sensitive method to do. So I guess without further ado, I'll get into what the gear is here and potential downgrades and upgrades and things like that. The main mage set I'm using here is obviously Void. This can be replaced with Mystic plus Farseer Helm plus Barrow's Gloves. Even just full Mystic is probably possible. I ended up switching to Void when I saw that it's much higher defense with just very, very slightly less DPS on the boss. So I think they're pretty interchangeable. Defense bonus isn't going to be a make or break thing here. It's just a matter of whether or not you have your HP correct going into the final thing, or during the fourth special attack, which I'll show in a little bit. But overall here, it's not that big of a deal. Arty Cloak, just a fine mage cloak. If you have Mage Arena 2 or Mage Arena 1, they're probably fine too. This is just what I had available on my ultimate. Tome of Fire, if you don't have this, I could see you could potentially eliminate the prayer pots with a Fally Shield maybe. I don't know. You don't want negative mage attack, but other than that, this isn't going to be a super important one. A damage book for prayer bonus maybe would be next, but not a super important item slot. Iban's Staff upgraded has a max hit of 25 at 50 magic. My ultimate's 71 magic, I think, which should be fine for this method as long as you can equip this staff. Magic level's not going to be super impactful, which is also why it doesn't really matter that I'm doing this on a max mage or on a 99 magic account. I also have 99 prayer on this account, but my ultimate's 70 and 2 prayer pods seem to be fine. If you had really, really low prayer, maybe you would need 3 of these potions and you just drop a Phoenix Necklace and you need maybe slightly better RNG, but if you're really comfortable with this method, you don't end up using all these Phoenix Necklaces anyway. I think that's it in terms of gear. Mystic Boots are kind of a filler. You want Mage bonus where you can get it, but if not, then it's not going to be the end of the world. Ring of Dueling I have here just for a teleport out, but you could also use the Arty Cloak for that. So if you have Explorer's Ring, probably throw that on here. I think it has Mage attack. If not, I don't know if Recoil works. Maybe that would be good, but overall, this method is more stemmed towards just showing how the boss fight actually goes, not really min-maxing the exact setup that's used. So during the fight, the inventory that you have, Zamorak Brews are used specifically to proc the Phoenix Necklaces. The Rock Cake isn't able to be eaten while after, like, during the special attack that would normally kill you. So you have to use either a Zamorak Brew, or if you don't have access to these because it's pretty high herb lore, you can use nitroglycerins, although at that point you would need a 1-to-1 ratio of Pnex to nitroglycerins, I think, which is a quest item from one of the dig site quests, I think, but you would drop those in order to proc your Phoenix Neck instead of drinking 1 sip of this. So if you're interested in that, that's the other main method of doing this. Cakes are good just to heal a little bit, but not too much going into it. And then Karams are kind of the oh shit button of I need to gain a decent amount of HP quickly. and you just have some extra inventory slots, and that's the best thing you can put in them. So yeah, going into the fight, there's going to be 4 special attacks that I'll talk through. By the end of the first round of attacks, you're going to want to be at 21 HP, or you're going to want to be able to Zamorak brew below 20%. So for me, that means getting to 18 health. So I'll take some damage for a little while, and then once I get to like 50 or 60, I will turn on Protect from Range and stop taking nearly as much damage from the boss. So that's the first attack. It just pulls you close to it. You run away real quick, and then it's fine. The next one, it'll spawn a few copies of itself. As the fight goes on, it spawns more and more copies of itself. And you want to attack the one that's the lighter color. So you see this is kind of a bright red. One of the clones is going to be a more faint red, which is that one over there. So you always want to attack the lighter one. Otherwise, you have to attack all the other ones first. The third special attack is why you bring Chinchompas or any kind of quick ranged weapon. And you just throw them at the whirlwind things real quick. And then this next one is the one that takes all of your health. So you kind of want to get low health beforehand. So yeah, I'm at 21 here, so I can just take a sip of the Zamorak brew, and then my Phoenix Necklace procs and I don't take any damage. Here, I'm not going to re-equip a Phoenix Necklace. I'm going to try to make it to the end of this round without using it, and then even if I'm like 17 HP, my Phoenix Necklace won't proc, and then I don't have to waste multiple Phoenix Necklaces on the same round. So here we'll have the multiples spawn again. This should still just be 1. Next, so after you do a couple attacks here, you'll just want to equip Chinchompas. The whirlwinds heal the Fragment of Saren, so you definitely want to take care of these faster than you would just okay. So here, so you don't want to attack the boss, you just want to do that. And now we're getting ready for the special attack again, so it brings you in close. And then once you're in here, you just want to equip the Phoenix Necklace and then damage yourself to not take damage. Now we're starting the process all over again. Brings in close, run away. I don't even know what happens if you don't run away there. I just do it every time. I'm not really interested in finding out. Then clones. I just ate a Karam there, just because at the rate that I'm taking damage right now, I think I will have to before the end. Although maybe not. So in between the whirlwind and the last attack, you just want to get your HP low. Because then once I get brought in here, I can equip my Phoenix Necklace and then Zami Brew. So from here, the fight stays the same. It's just going to be that some of the specials get more complicated. The one that pulls you in always just pulls you in and you just run away. But there'll be more whirlwinds and more clones. Just prayer pot up. This boss doesn't do anything about draining like % prayer points, so feel free to just pot up to full every time. here comes clone. Just eat another Karam here. Alternatively, you could pretty easily just proc one of your Phoenix necklaces there, and then just get ready to use another one on the third phase. But I just prefer having, like, using my Karams while I have them. So here I'll have to have 2 sips of Zami brew because I didn't rock cake enough beforehand, but that's not really a big deal. The 2 options that we have on here, if you shift config this, it'll be Guzzle, which does more damage to you, or you can just have the left click as Eat, which will just do 1 damage to you every time. I generally want to get my HP as low as possible, so I just always Guzzle. So here I'll just let it proc to show you how that looks. All that means is I'm going to have to rock cake down a decent amount before the last attack. But even then, its max hit here is not very high at all. So you can let yourself get, like I got down to 13 there. It's just not that big of a deal. Oh, I was throwing chins at the boss. You definitely don't want to do that. And if you're new to this, then that kind of mistake might end up mattering, but as long as you get the core mechanic down of proccing the Phoenix necklaces when you need to, you end up with a decent amount of supplies at the end of this. And like I said, I'm on a max combat account, but that's just not really that big of a deal when it comes to this boss. I think it might be this one actually. Have another Karam. Yeah, toward the end you don't have nearly as much time between special attacks as you do at the start. So here's where you definitely wouldn't want to have a Phoenix necklace equipped, because it would have just procced from the boss's normal attacks there, and then you're kind of fucked. Because if you're going, if the boss is about to use its 4th special, and you're at like 44 HP, you're just not going to have enough time, with this setup at least, to get low enough to proc your Phoenix necklace. So you kind of have to, like, the whole fight is just planning around those 4th specials. We might finish this before healers. If not, like you can see, I have plenty of supplies for another round. Alright, cool. That's the boss fight. Had plenty of supplies here, could have killed a decent amount more of this boss. It just becomes a matter of, if you don't have as many Karams, then you have to be using Phoenix necklaces during the fight, in like using 2 per rotation or anything like that. And then the lower your defense, you also potentially have that, but with Zami Brews you're already lowering it a decent amount. So you might end up using more Phoenix necklaces than this account did, but overall that's kind of proof of concept of how it goes. I'll try to record the actual fight on my ultimate when I do it. That'll be in I mean, it's a few days from now, but I won't upload the video until that's done. So there might be a 10-minute clip after this or a supplemental unlisted video of Fishkite actually doing the fight, but that is how the boss is done with Zami Brews and Phoenix necklaces, although, like I said, the same thing can be applied for nitroglycerin plus Phoenix necklaces or whatever. So yeah, that's Song of the Elves, the final quest boss, done with pretty shitty gear in a way that is pretty approachable to a lot of low-level accounts. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but I'm not an expert in this. I don't understand fully the mechanics that are going on here. Just kind of monkey see, monkey do. I learned most of what I'm talking about here from Mason, aka Happy Frappy. So shout out to him for sure. Other than that, thanks for watching. See ya.